I welcome you all on my YouTube channel and pray to Almighty to offer blessings to all of you. I am very thankful to all my subscribers and I hope I will be getting your support like this in future as well. In this video, we will only discuss the impact of Saturn-Ketu conjunction in 4th house of birth chart. There are different sections in this video. In these different sections we will discuss what is the 4th house of birth chart, what is the meaning of this conjunction, the impact of this conjunction on your family life, on your career, on your health, what will be the positive and negative impact of this conjunction, and what are the best remedies of this conjunction. Let's first discuss what is the fourth house of the birth chart. The 4th house is also known as the horoscope's house of mother, emotions, happiness, home, and comfort. This is the first house of Moksha Trikon. It also shows our basic emotions and connections with one's mother or motherland as well. The natural owner of this house is the moon. The symbol is a crab, symbolizing that emotions don't necessarily go straight like the walk of a crab. This house tells about the ability of a person to have a house or not, whether the person will have the luck to make their house or property. The beauty of a person's house is also seen with this house and various planets' placement. 4th house gives information about the values that you have, as that is the house of the mother, and the mother is the one person who imparts values to a child first in this life. The planetary positions of planets placed in the 4th house would impact the kind of house or vehicle comfort would get. Body parts denoted by this house are the chest, breasts, lungs, and stomach. Now let's discuss what is the Saturn and Ketu conjunction in astrology. This is a very intense conjunction, as both the planets have separative tendencies/capabilities with other factors included. This conjunction brings a sense of acceptance in the native towards the factuality of disconnection/dissociation. One might live very normally without realizing the depth of this characteristic in oneself in relation to the rest of society. Generally, it is said that planets mature at certain ages, which means that planets start to give what they are capable of giving in a particular horoscope after a certain number of years. Saturn matures after one complete cycle that is at least 30 years, so it is said to be maturing around 35 to 36 years. However, in conjunction with the Rahu and Ketu, this maturity is delayed, and Saturn also achieves its maturity post 45 plus years of age. Wherever this conjunction is happening, there could be some kind of stillness in the characteristics as shown by that house and zodiac sign as well. This will also result in anxiety in the person and an inability to express as well. One will keep looking for something or other related to the house or zodiac that could give the feeling of completeness. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of the birth chart general characteristics. The 4th house is the house of mother, motherland, the luxuries of a person's life, mental peace, heart's emotion, society norms, the seat of power, the seat of the heart, one's ancestry, one's culture. Now, the 4th house gets this conjunction of malefic planets. The natural owner of this house is moon, which represents the emotions of a person, so this is supposed to be a soft house. The element of this house is water, Jal Tattva. Since the element of mystery is going in the house of the mother and emotions, the relationship with one's mother is affected in some negative manner. Native gets bohemian nature right on the seat of emotions in the horoscope, so one would not be interested or motivated by emotional relationships. If the sign is not friendly to the planets, then natives can be very serious and have the least possible interest in the property or business. One could leave their mother or motherland in order to find their own peace and stay away from the family's internal matters. Now, from the 4th house, which shows lungs and chest, and Saturn gives its 3rd aspect over the 6th house of diseases, loans, hidden enemies, and the daily routine. The result could be natives facing issues due to the mentioned traits, like difficulties in paying off loans, getting diseases which are difficult to diagnose properly, and enemies working against the native. As we know that where Ketu is placed, it gives a reclusive attitude in that house, where one can say the person has already done all that in previous births and the person is supposed to work on the opposite trait of that house. So, because of Saturn's aspect on the 6th house, there is a chance of getting involved in litigations. This means one could also become a lawyer as well if the 2nd house and the 9th house are also supportive, as the 2nd house of speech and the 9th house of judgment/higher values/morals will motivate the native to make money from the law as well. Such individuals should not disrespect their mothers and elderly motherly figures for having blessings and support in their profession. This conjunction makes a native struggle between the realities that Saturn wants to show and the imagination of salvation that Ketu wants to achieve, giving rise to mental confusion. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of birth chart and career. Now since the combination is happening in the 4th house, it affects the education and emotional quotient of the person, and along with that Saturn also aspects the 1st house of oneself. So, since Saturn is known to give the results as per the work done. In this case, if the person has the desire to earn money, then the native has to ensure that no wrong path is taken, as in the long run it will not be fruitful. Rahu will make the person more interested in the work front, and the person might have a strong want to succeed and be famous in the professional field. It will be difficult for the person to balance the work life and personal life balance. This will make it a difficult mental war for the native with this conjunction. Native would have to work away from home, and that will be more beneficial, as Rahu also in the 10th house will promote leaving the home and being in a place where it is visible and shining like the sun. This conjunction in 4th will surely give one interest in occult sciences, and if Jupiter and Mercury are also involved in this conjunction by aspect or nakshatra lord exchange, then natives can also learn astrology and become good astrologers with good intuition. Ketu will bring breaks in one's education, being the 1st house that shows the very initial education. Ketu is the karak of finer details and cutting, so native might have 2 different streams of earnings. Natives can be successful if they start a small business and maintain regularity to achieve the desired growth. Career paths could be in the chemical industry, sales, research, consulting, and even brokerage of rental and lease/sale of properties. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of birth chart and marriage/married life. This conjunction will affect more if Saturn happens to be the 1st lord or the 7th lord in the horoscope. Then it would mean that the 1st lord or the 7th lord is directly conjunct with a malefic Ketu, which will reduce the marital bliss from the native's life to a great extent. This placement in the 4th house is not affecting the 7th house, but the ascendant directly, and this will impact the partnership through the native directly, as the native would be more serious than the partner. In case Saturn happens to be the 7th lord, then the spouse of the person would not have a very cordial relationship with the native's mother. The loner personality will make the marital life very dry for the partner and make it further difficult to find peace if the 7th lord is also afflicted or low in strength. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of birth chart and health. 4th house denotes lungs and chest, and any addiction to smoking will surely affect the lungs over prolonged use of cigarettes or other modes of smoking like using bongs, vaping, or hookahs, etc. Apart from 4th house lung issues, Saturn is aspecting the 6th house of diseases itself will give issues related to the stomach or the parts as denoted by the sign of the 6th house and the Lord planet. In extreme cases, natives can get issues like colitis, which is constricting of the intestines due to poor eating habits. Knees area, calves and shin could also get affected in adverse dasha/transit. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of birth chart and positive impact. Natives are generally intuitive with this conjunction and introverts. They are on the path of self-realization either from a young age or become interested in spiritual life in old age. Natives can live alone without depending upon anyone for much emotional support. Natives are very well suited for spiritual life. This placement of Ketu is good for materialistic gains, as Rahu amplifies one's fortune and Saturn ensures that person leaves no stone unturned to achieve success. Native would get heritage property. Now let's discuss Saturn and Ketu conjunction is in the 4th house of birth chart and negative impact. Native would have very strong opinions of their own and not change them easily or at all. The individual could lose the properties that they acquire through families. The native will have issues with the mother, or the mother might be separated at a young age itself. Health issues could happen due to addiction to alcohol or other drugs. Now let's discuss the best remedies of Saturn-Ketu conjunction in the 4th house. Perform regular Shani and Ketu puja and donate sesame oil and black lentils on Saturdays. Wear a 7-mukhi rudraksh to strengthen the positive influence of Saturn and Ketu. Keep a square piece of silver in your pocket or wear a silver ring or bracelet to reduce the malefic impact of this conjunction. Offer milk and water to a peepal tree every Saturday. Recite Shani and Ketu Bij mantras regularly with devotion and dedication. So that was all about this conjunction. In our next video of this series, we will discuss the impact of Saturn-Ketu conjunction in 5th house of birth chart. Thanks, and please like, share and subscribe our channel.